Have you ever wondered what to do after getting a medical diagnosis? Maybe you've seen a specialist, maybe you've seen a psychologist, and you've gotten a diagnosis of mental illness, or you've gotten a diagnosis of cancer or chronic pain syndrome. Maybe you got a diagnosis of an autoimmune disease, or maybe you're just stuck in chronic pain and you don't know what to do. So you're not living in 100% health. If you're not living in 100% health, you qualify to explore how you can actually reverse engineer that path that you took, that you unintentionally took to get to that disease condition, that medical condition, and then apply the same principles that got you there to get back to a place where you're 100% healthy, because that is God's secondary intent for us in healthcare and in your health. Our first intent, if you haven't watched that video, please go back to that video where I titled it God's Primary Intent for Health. And that video will talk about how God's intent for us in the first place was to never fall sick, okay? And I talk about how it's related to the fall of mankind and stuff like that, and how that invited sickness, pain, and disease, and we are not intentional to go back to how it was in the Garden of Eden, then we end up in pain, sickness, and disease, okay? So that is God's primary intent, to not fall sick. So let's move past that, and let's actually get into the secondary intent of God for us in our health, and that is actually heal 100%. Notice it's not 99, it's not 98, but for us to actually achieve 100% health, okay? Why? That's how God intended it to be. That's how God always wanted us to live heaven on earth, here on earth, where we are not in any pain, sickness, or disease, simply because God loves us, okay? And He loved us so much that He sent His Son to die for us. And that literally opened us up, right? The world of healthcare and the world of health, it opened up the possibility, right, that we can actually stay in health, and even if we fall sick, we can actually get back that 100% health. So how on earth do we do that? Okay, so I'm going to explain the how. Now, remember we talked about the spirit, soul, body framework, the SSB framework, and the SSB framework, it's a one-directional, remember that. So it's not something that you can reverse and go soul, spirit, body, spirit, soul, spirit. It is spirit, soul, body. So I'm going to talk about the first step, and that is in the spirit, okay? And that is having love-based relationships. So if you have some kind of sickness or disease or pain, there are some kinds of relationships in your case. Okay, now I'm not talking about trauma, if you got hit by a truck, or you fell and sprained your ankle due to a basketball injury or whatsoever. Obviously that's not really relationship based, that's more an accident, a trauma, and how you deal with it will determine how you heal, okay? So if a relationship is in your life right now, right, whether it is with yourself, or with others, or with God, is producing some kind of fear, okay, whether it's rejection, abandonment, maybe your perfectionist mom is expecting you to do things that you can't do, and you take on that expectation and you're always beating yourself up for falling short, right? That kind of rejection, perfectionist mindset, that is also a source of fear, right? And that broken relationship is you and your mom, right? So if anything produces fear, if a relationship with either yourself or others with God produces a fear, then that fear affects your thoughts, your will, and your emotions. And when that happens, there are specific toxic mindsets that we have known in literature, in clinical research, and also in ministry, that have actually been linked with specific diseases. Okay, so here is the thing that I want you to know, that there are specific medical conditions, right, a whole dictionary of them, a whole encyclopedia of them, that have been known to be caused by specific mindsets. Okay, so that's the word I want to tell you today, is specific. Okay, and let me just pause on that for a while, because that is the beauty of how God designed the body. If there's a template for health, there's a template for suboptimal health. If there's a template for 100% health, there is a template of how you got to a 98% health, or how do you get to 33% health. if there's a template for no cancer, right? You have this anti-onco gene. If there's a template that God designed to keep that anti-onco gene consistently activated, and by the way, anti-onco genes are anti-cancer genes. They mean genes that don't promote cancer, genes that actually turn off stuff that would otherwise cause you cancer. Then for someone to get cancer, we got to look at how those anti-onco genes were actually turned off and how the cancer-producing genes were actually turned on, which is not God's intent. So you can see how there's such a magnificent specificity that God has created the body with. And I want to speak that into you today, that if you're there sitting right now and you have some kind of disease, my question to you, dear brothers, dear sister, it's what specific toxic mindsets could be causing you to have less optimal health? And then the question that would come after that would be, what was a specific fear that came out of a specific relationship that actually caused a toxic mindset? So I know this opens up a can of worms for a lot of you guys, and you guys will be wondering, oh, can I get a consultation? The link is down below in the description box, and that is where we actually get into all these things that we do, because we want to get everyone 100% healed. Okay, so I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, please subscribe so that we can get this message out across to the entire world, so that people now will know exactly how to stay healthy, and if they're not, how can they achieve 100% healing. And all this, like I said in the first video, is not as I intended, not as doctors intended, but it is how God intended. So I thank you once again, brother and sister, for this amazing support and encouragement. It means a lot to me that you will watch this video till the very end. So I hope this blesses you, and in the meantime, in between time, please stay blessed and stay healthy. All right, love you guys. Thank you.